I think I'm messed up. I was saying good morning, everyone, so I muted myself, and it took me a moment to figure out that it's evening, running together right now. So, welcome to everybody. Day 181, August the 23rd, 2022, and thank you all. Rhonda Hodge, I see you there. I hope your brother is doing well in the garage there. Tonight, I have a lot of very interesting information for you guys. Very, very interesting. Have lots of translation for you from, let's see, President Duda. We've got Dugin. You guys know him. Of course, President Zelensky. And I have some of the Azov prisoners of war who made some statements here. So we've got that translated. Going to be a full night. Of course, we're going to give a full update on the bag is loaded, folks. And I do know there's going to be more coming tomorrow. I've already been contacted about that. Wonderful. I also had others of you tell me that you've sent some things, but they're not going to arrive till after I'm gone. No problem. We will do our best to get them to my guy down in Virginia that's heading over Sunday. And if not, as we said, we will ship. So thank you for that. The gifts keep rolling in, so I just want to start by saying thank you, and may God bless Ukraine's people. I pray this small contribution helps towards your victory. Please keep up hope. Continue fighting the darkness. Slava Ukraine from Kevin M. Kevin M., thank you. May God bless Ukraine and its people. Thank you. Enjoy your gift from Ro Gammon. Thank you, Ro, down there in Virginia. God bless from David Yule, U-H-L, or Ul, I'm guessing Yule. So thank you very much there, all of you guys. They just keep rolling in, and many of you figured out in Amazon you can put the little note there, and that is deeply appreciated. Every one is loaded, and anything that hits here before 1 o'clock tomorrow is going in the bag also. Before we do get started here, KM, thank you for that. Rogammon, Mark Claring, good morning to you there in Scotland. I always like giving a shout out to our international viewers. It looks like JDO and Barrett Rupp have become medical friends, so that is good. We are live. 9:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4:05 a.m. in Ukraine, 6:05 in California. Lynn Fireball, thank you. R. Dot, Arizona. Edward Dooley, where are the F-16s? Good. Gamer XD, Perth, Western Australia. Sand Groper, welcome to the program. Sailor Jimothy, thank you for that. Andre Tremblay, as always, checking in from Montreal, Canada. As Bruce Buffer would say, it's time to rumble. Big thank you to Jeffrey Burnett from Wisconsin. Thank you, Blake Parker. Myrna Scales, I see you there. Put the link to the Amazon store above. Yeah, I'll drop it there in just a moment when we roll a video. All right, here we go, folks. Thank you for being here. Full night. Buckle your seatbelts, and away we go. First thing we're going to say is happy birthday to Ukraine, because that's what today is. It is still the 23rd of August here, but in Ukraine it's already 4 a.m. And yes, the fireworks have began. Unfortunately for Zaparozhia, we will talk about that in a moment, but Zaparozhia is under a massive attack right now and this evening. Very, very tragic. With that said, it's happy birthday, Ukraine, and we're going forward. In fact, Zelensky spoke about that today, this afternoon, in an outdoor press conference. There was the Crimean meeting with 47 nations. 95% of them, 98%, it was on a teleconference. But we had somebody show up. I'll share that with you in a moment. But after, President Zelensky made a few statements, and here they are, translated for you.
Партнерам ми вдячні за цю інформацію. Чи є загроза? Є загроза. Вона, я вважаю, щоденна. Це загроза. Чи якась додаткова інформація? Ми знаємо пріоритети по об'єктах інфраструктури або по державних інституціях. Але я не бачу, щоб щось змінилось дуже, починаючи з першого дня, з 24 числа. Росія постійно це робить. Чи можуть вони збільшити ці удари, кількість цих ударів? Так, вони можуть це зробити на 23, на 24 число. Це вся інформація, яку я маю, якою я володію. Іншої інформації в мене немає. Що буде робити Україна, якщо будуть бити по Києву? Те саме, що зараз. Тому що для мене, як для президента, впевнений для кожного українця, Київ, Чернігів, Донбас, все це однаково, там всі наші українці живуть. Харків, Запоріжжя. І відповідь така сама буде, як і в цих містах. Будуть бити нас, будуть отримувати відповідь. Потужну відповідь. Хочу сказати, з кожним днем, я думаю, ви це бачите в інформаційному просторі, з кожним днем ця відповідь буде наростати і буде все сильніше і сильніше.
There you have it. That's President Zelensky tonight giving the update. And basically that was all talking about what is beginning today is August the 24th, which is Independence Day. And it's not just Kyiv. He said if you hit anywhere in Ukraine, and of course many of the cities he listed you're very well aware of, he says you will get an answer. And our answer each day is growing stronger and stronger and stronger, which is true. Right now, I have two red circles on Kharkiv and on Zaparozhia. We know that on the 24th, which is now, the possibilities of increased airstrikes, which I think will happen and is already happening, but I think Russia will do it differently. And you're going to understand that a whole lot more through the next 15 or 20 minutes. It's unbelievable, a few of the things I'm going to share with you. But Kharkiv is under a massive attack, but the major attack right now is in Zaparozhia. It's pretty bad. Missiles are flying like crazy. Dnipro, right above it in the red circle, over to the left, Mykolaiv. But Zaparozhia, it seems, is the bullseye for this morning. Green circle there, the battles continue in the east. Unfortunately, Russia is pulling up some of those villages and taking them. In other places there in the east, Ukraine is holding on, but it's a challenge. Ukraine is making some very good hits. The blue check mark down there below Donetsk, the bottom blue check mark, Ukraine hit a major center of supplies and administration. They actually hit Pushilin's office. Yes, they hit the administrative center, which is a military target. The blue check mark up above is Belgorod. Belgorod was struck again. I don't know how many supplies they have in Belgorod, but it must be just limitless because regularly through sabotage or other actions, drones, etc., they're being struck, they're being blown up, and then 2 days later, there's another explosion. So we've talked many times about these supplies being limitless for Russia. And of course, nothing is limitless other than the love of God, but they've got a very big warehouse. Energodar, we need to talk about that for a few moments tonight because this is a major problem. Last night, we learned that there is suggestion for you on the road. I saw that there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll make that happen. Energodar thermal plant. Last night, we learned that there's the thermal plant, and then to the left of that, if you're looking north, is the nuclear plant. They're side by side. Today, the thermal plant was shelled again. Last night, I showed you the video. Unfortunately, people were killed yesterday. I showed you some of that. We blurred it out. But the shelling there was intensive. Today, it was even worse. And you see the smoke there. This is not photoshopped. This is not a joke. It's not an overlay. The thermal power plant was struck to the point where some of the ash and the dust that is collected there, however those plants work, I'm not an engineer, caught fire, released radioactive. It adjusted the radioactive levels around that entire area, which of course will then monitor over to the Energodar or the Zaparozhia thermal nuclear power plant. So if you see there in the orange circle, you see the smoke, but then you see the 4 red arrows I have going down. If you just look through the haze, you can see buildings. I believe those are 3, 4, 5, and 6 of the 6 reactors there. So we're playing with fire here. And I know that's maybe a play on words, but we really are. And it gets a little deeper than that, because today the title of the program for this evening is What is Really Happening at Energodar and the Zaparozhia Nuclear Power Plant. This is now very plain to see what is happening. First of all, I'm just going to repeat for you tonight, and I'm going to validate it in a couple of moments. Never believe one word out of the Kremlin. Never. Never. If their mouth is moving in the Kremlin, they're lying. So all this agreement, well, we're going to come investigate. Yeah, we'll come take a look. Monitors are welcome, and everything will be great. Yeah, it'll be all on Russia's terms if it ever happens. But today, we received information that a lot of this thermal plant that is being attacked is basically a smokescreen. Literally, the smoke was flying today, while the world's attention is turning just a little bit to the danger that is happening at the thermal plant. What was happening in Zaparozhia Nuclear Power Plant today? Last 36 hours, 40 new pieces of equipment have been stored in the reactor buildings. Secondly, they have began a full-scale repair shop inside the reactor buildings. You say, well, how do you know that? Same way I showed you the video the other night of inside the reactor. There are people there that get information out. They are running a full-bore repair shop for their equipment, their vehicles, their trucks, everything inside the nuclear reactor buildings. Finally, they continue to load it with munitions. This is madness. I'm trying to think of a better word. This is madness, but it's happening right under our eyes. So what is really happening down there in Energodar with the thermal and the nuclear? Russia is using them to play off of each other. It's very clear to say and very clear to see. They are making a smoke screen over here, loading up the nuclear. They'll have some activity with the nuclear. They'll do something thermal. And it's unbelievable that these two massive plants would be side by side. But I guess, you know, many times I've been out in California and you're in the East Bay, and I know we have lots of Californians that watch, but when you're in the East Bay of California and you go through towns like Antioch and Brentwood, and then you come up to Pittsburgh and up to Hayward, all of the power plants there are side by side. So it does make sense right there on the river. And in California, it would be on the Sacramento River and the Delta. Now, the Dugina saga continues. I have a direct statement today from Danilov. Who is Danilov? I remind you that he is the Secretary of Defense, the top dog, the Secretary of Defense. He put out a statement today reiterating that Ukraine did not kill Dugina, Dugin's daughter. They did not kill her. And in the tweet you see on the left, it's written in Ukrainian. It says, we did not do it. Russia did it. The KGB did it, which is now the FSB. If you see the initials FSB, I have the shield there. It's not the KGB or the KGB anymore. It's the FSB. And the FSB stands for, I'll read it for you, Federalnaya Sluzhba Bezopasnosti, meaning Russian Security Services. It's the KGB of 2022. He was point blank. The FSB did it. The KGB did it. And he said in that tweet, open your eyes because more are coming and Russia is going to use this to spread the lies that Ukraine is the culprit here. You're hearing it before it happens. It's much just like Nemtsov. That is what directly from Secretary of Defense Danilov stated. Now, let's dig into this a little bit deeper. Be careful what you believe. Here is the perfect illustration. This is the perfect illustration. Be careful what you believe. On the left, I have a Western news article. On the right, I have the Russian Times. So you've got Russia and you've got the West. And I do not use headlines a lot. I build my own titles and all my own graphics and try to be as accurate as possible. I don't believe anything I read in the media. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just don't believe it. Somebody that went to school at Southern Methodist University that's never been in Europe is writing about this. You have no clue what you're talking about other than what you read from somebody else. So be careful what you believe. On the left, Western media. Daughter of Putin ally killed in car blast outside Moscow, August 22nd. I will read it now. Daria Dugina, you learned that yesterday, was the daughter of Alexander Dugin, the Russian nationalist and philosopher. She was driving his car when an explosive device detonated underneath the vehicle. She was burned beyond recognition. Western media. Go to the right. Russian Times. That logo, RT. Russian Times. Car blast kills daughter of Russian philosopher Dugin. Investigators suspect an improvised explosive device was used. And here's what the article says. A powerful explosion ripped apart an SUV near Moscow on Saturday night, instantly killing its driver, identified as Daria Dugina, the daughter of Russian political commentator Alexander Dugin. The incident took place on a highway 20 kilometers west of Moscow at around 9:35 local, with witnesses saying, pay attention, the blast occurred in the middle of the road, scattering debris all around. The car, which was engulfed in flames, then crashed into a fence, according to photos and videos. The emergency services said one person was inside the car and was instantly killed by the blast, a female whose body was reportedly burned beyond recognition. You say, okay, PG, why on earth are you reading the news to us tonight? Because I want you to learn something before I get on that airplane tomorrow. Do not believe anything that you read in media. I don't care what media it is, unless you can confirm it and confirm it and can confirm it. 2 articles right there. Burned beyond recognition. West and Russian. Well, Dugina's funeral was today, and there is the picture of her in her coffin. I'm sorry if that bothers some of you, but that is the picture. I've got it. And there on the right is her father mourning. I've actually got a little translation of him for now. Now, I'm not a forensic scientist, although I do watch forensic files, and I can tell you right now, that body is not burned beyond recognition. That's Daria Dugina. You know the face. If you don't, I do. Therefore, don't believe anything anybody says about this war. You have to believe somebody, but verify it. This is the game they play. So what did her dad say? Well, I've got it for you. A little bit of Dugin at the funeral today.
Знаете, вот последнее, что я хочу сказать, что для нее жизнь это была смысл. Вот смысл для нее был важнейшей составляющей. Она и прожила вот по этому смыслу. И если это кого-то затронуло, ее трагическая гибель, ее личность, ее цельность, то у нее было бы одно желание. Не помните обо мне, не прославляйте меня. Сражайтесь за нашу великую страну, защищайте нашу веру, наше святое православие. Любите наш русский народ, потому что она погибла за народ. Она погибла за Россию на фронте. И фронт это здесь. Не там, здесь, в каждом из нас. И самая большая цена, которую приходится платить, она может быть оправдана только высшим достижением – победой. Она жила во имя победы. И она погибла во имя победы. Нашей русской победы, нашей истины, нашего православия, нашей страны, нашей державы.
I can't give it to you any clearer than that. And I'm honestly, I'm sorry that lady lost her life, and I don't want anybody. I want this war over. period. I want friends and happy times and good relationships. So I don't wish ill will on anybody, but there's something's not right here. We knew it. We knew it from day one. Something wasn't right. So just my encouragement for you, when you are watching things come out of the Kremlin, don't believe it. Why? Don't take my word from it. Let's take some prisoners of war, eyewitnesses from the Azov. Today, they gave, or yesterday, they gave a report, got it translated, and just listen to a couple of minutes of this and let this go into your thought-making process as you analyze data. I just had a dinner with my own family, my wife and kids and mom and dad, because I'm heading out tomorrow. My dad made his world-famous spaghetti, and it was fantastic. And my mother, who knows me well, she's 71 years old, and no, she will be 71 while I'm in Ukraine, but she'll turn 71. She turned to me and goes, okay, A, I don't want you going, but B, I have to ask you a question. Is Zelensky really a good guy? I said, Mother, you've been watching me for 6 months straight, and I've been working over there for 25 years. Yes. Okay. But you see how close she is to me, and she knows. Just think about people out there that don't know. They'll believe anything. Let's not believe anything. Let's hear it right from the people who experience it. This is going to open your eyes.
Ті наші сьогоднішні герої, вони є важко пораненими, проходять досить складну реабілітацію зараз.
Те, що найбільше мене турбує, це мої друзі, які знаходяться в Оленівці. Російська сторона завжди порушувала ті домовленості, які вона укладала. Росія постійно видає якусь інформацію, але це фейкова інформація. Ми в полоні не знали, що про нас говорять. Як я вже казав, все, що ми чули, це те, що ми нікому не потрібні, що про нас забули, що наше керівництво, наші політики, там наше командування забуло, і ми їм взагалі не зручні і не потрібні.
Звісно, була угроза розстрілом.
Вони зробили теракт проти військовополонених, проти людей, які були без зброї, які були ув'язнені, які їх катували.
Я думаю, теракт був в Оленівці, це щоб скрити сліди свого преступлення, які вони скоїли над хлопцями, здівательство, побої, щоб ніхто не бачив, ніхто цього не знав.
Я бачив, як противник спалював цивільне населення, людей фактично, розумієте, не сім'ями, не квартирами, навіть не будинками, а кварталами.
Був свідком, як перебігала сім'я, і російські воєнні дали очі з пулемета і прострелили дитині ногу, де ми старалися надати їй медичну допомогу. Забрали були у нас побратима з нашого барака, йому поламали ребра, ноги. Вони просто хотіли, щоб він підписав якийсь документ, але він це не підписав, і за це вони йому поламали ребра.
Сторона противника розстрілювала тих цивільних, які намагалися евакуюватися з міста. Коли я знаходився ще у лікарні, то нам постійно, приблизно щотижня, хтось та й розповідав про те, що «А ви знаєте, що ваших обстріляли в Єленівці? Ваша ж сторона по Єленівці артою ударила». Тобто нам про це брехали. Я вийшов з полону, дізнався, що це брехня, що це дезінформація зі сторони противника, але через деякий час вони зробили це вживу. Тобто
вони ще до того, як стався теракт в Оленівці, вони вам говорили, що Оленівку обстріляли українські війська.
Так, це була частина тиску, що ми настільки не потрібні, що Оленівку обстрілюють і так далі. Не бачив жодної правдивої новини. Тобто взагалі нічого з того, що вони писали, не було правдою.
There you have it. And I see a lot of you talking about Dugina. I think I struck a nerve with that one. There's definitely something goofy there. We know that. But now you hear it directly from prisoners of war. His last statement. And, you know, you got to read about some of the things they've experienced. The Olenivka, you remember, we were on that very clear for 3 or 4 days. And we know Russia did it. It was an inside job. It was not struck with the HIMARS. It was not struck with some type of weapon from the Ukrainian side. And it's very, very simple. That's what happened. And you hear these gentlemen talking about it. Russia was planning that before it ever happened, already doing the brainwash job. Wonder if the car bomb and funeral are fake. No, the car bomb was real. The car bomb was real. Was she in the car? Probably. Is she expired? Most likely. But what they say happened is definitely not what happened. It's just not. They even say it was Dugin's car. Well, Dugin doesn't drive. Look it up. Dugin does not drive. So it's just, the point being, here you have a prisoner of war and his last statement: do not believe anything they say are right. That's the best advice I can give you as I roll out of here tomorrow. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to be here 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Absolutely. Well, I'll do my best. I'm going to do my best to be in here live. I'll be in Boston at the Logan Airport, but it's before I board. So we'll get a quick update in. But as you're watching things and waiting for updates from where we're doing them from Europe, Finland, Poland, and then Ukraine itself, please evaluate your information. Don't run with it, because they're not going to tell the truth, period. They're not going to tell the truth. Now, let's go here. Guess who showed up in Kyiv today? I want to give a big shout out to President Duda, because today they had the Crimean platform meeting. And on that meeting, they're discussing Crimea. They're discussing the war effort, defenders, all these different things that they discuss, these 47 nations. And they did, but they did it by teleconference. But, Sailor Jimothy, you know what? Y'all can't get away from that one tonight. You're right. And I'm not creating a conspiracy here. I'm just telling you they're lying. I'm sure this girl is probably expired. But he is right. There was video. I watched it. I just didn't want to show it. Body was 50 feet from the vehicle. So something happened, folks. Just remember, the lesson is, don't believe anything they say, period. Guess who showed up in Kyiv? President Duda. Everybody else pretty much on that presidential level that was in this meeting, of course, did it by teleconference, because the 23rd, the 24th, it's supposed to be the massive day of strikes, potentially on Kyiv and other cities. And President Duda said, I'm coming. He got on a Ukrainian train at the border. He came to Kyiv and he showed up strong. Here's a little bit of President Duda getting off the train. And then he makes a statement that we need to pay attention to. Typical Ukrainian train, blue and yellow.
Номер 2.
Крим був Україна. Крим – це Україна. Так як Гданськ чи Люблін є частиною Польщі, так Крим був, є і буде частиною України.
That's about all he needed to say. Crimea is Ukraine, just like Lublin is Poland. Crimea is Ukraine, has been, is, and always will be. The only thing that has been, is, and always will be is God, is Jesus, the same yesterday, today, and forever. And Crimea being a part of Ukraine. Now, Canada and Germany. I want to give them a big shout out today. Joint statement. Listen, we have lots of German viewers, lots of Canadian viewers. Thank you. Let's just do it. Air defense systems, missile systems, and tons of ammunitions will be provided to Ukraine by Canada and Germany. The German chancellor said, not Trudeau, the chancellor said during a speech at the Crimean platform when? Today. He made those statements. Schultz added that countries have already agreed on a new military aid package. Also, according to him, the West will never recognize Russia's annexation of Ukrainian territories. So, put it all in a nice little bow for tonight. Never believe anything that they say. We'll keep watching the Dugin story. It's not going away. It is supposed to get much hotter in Ukraine. That's even the U.S. State Department told the Americans to leave. Anybody in there, get out. They're expecting it to get hotter. Yeah, I know. Don't worry about that. And then you have Duda, Canada, Germany, making statements that, listen, we're not recognizing any movement over sovereign Ukrainian territory. This is building up And when I hear words like that, we're not going to recognize any movement into Ukrainian sovereign territory or annexation, then you better be ready to help defend and kick them out, because that's what it's going to come down to. And Ukraine has stated they're not going to give up 1 square inch. Kind of interesting, though, last night I showed you the statement of Zelensky from 2 days ago where he was very bold. He wasn't listening so much. Well, Germany said this, US said this, France said this. He was saying 2 days ago, this is what we're going to do. Get on or get off. This is what we're going to do. Here 2 days later, Duda, which he's always been in the corner with us 100%. Crimea is ours. And then Schultz and Trudeau. It's good. This is good stuff, folks. We've got to be bold. The only way you deal with a bully is slap him in the face. They are at it again. The Defense Department of Ukraine. Remember, 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, whatever it was, Zelensky said, stop all this junk we're trying to do. Be Ukrainian, communicate like Ukrainians. And they did. Everybody did. Defense of Ukraine, Defense Department, the official, said another detonation of ammo due to the heat in the Belgorod region in Russia. In a few months, we will find out whether Russian ammo can explode because of the cold. The 5 main causes of sudden explosions in Russia are winter, spring, summer, autumn, and smoking. That's the Defense Department of Ukraine and their statement of the day. There's something. Why will Ukraine win? We always try to answer this, and we talk about heart and care and love and communities coming together. A community like ours loading up all this gear to take over there and personally put in their hands. So many patches have came in, stories have came in, all the tourniquets, the chest seals, the I can't remember the name of it. I got it written down for you, because the world's working together. 90 all-wheel drive pickups for our heroes at the front lines. This is a nation working together. Generous package worth $2.5 million sent to Ukrainian Defense Forces by Viktor Kharachun and Yevgen Yermakov, co-owners of the supermarket chain ATB. I've shopped in there many times. Nice grocery store. They gave 90 all-wheel drive pickups for their military to help win the war. When everybody's working together like this, we're going to win the war. I'm telling you. How about this? I know we have lots of guys in here from Great Britain and Ireland. This is a little note that came in to the Ukrainians from Ireland from Iris. Dear Ukraine, my name is Iris. I'm really sorry about the war. I'm not from Russia. I'm from Limerick, Ireland. I hope most of you survive. I love that. The money I gave you was all of mine. Love, Iris. Get better soon. This is an 8-year-old little girl sent that money, sent her euros there, her little coins or whatever they are, and sent her note to Ukraine. And here it is for the world to see. It's fantastic. Finally, you guys are amazing. Going to give you the updates now and then give you a little peek. And let me see. Let me grab this. That's how I see all of your guys chat, by the way. So I saw earlier, let me go here. I saw earlier, I think it was Barrett and JDO in here talking about our med kits. Yes. So we have 2 med kits each. They all have everything that you guys said plus. The other thing is, you guys know that Zhenya was, he's not a army medic, but he was a doctor. He went through medical school and has served as a medic many times for the military. So we're ready. And the guy that's going with me, full bore bad boy. No problems. But we are prepared. We have double of everything. I also saw in here, thank you, Peter, for that. You're right. We need over 1,000 people here minimum. Agreed. Thank you for that. That's very kind. Thank you guys for all your prayers. Let's see here. JJB, hello from Australia. I hope I'm wrong, but they need the air defense systems today and point them towards Belarus. I hope you're wrong also, but I agree with you 100%. Something's going to happen. Putin's MO, Don Gentilini, stage a crisis, use it for a massive blitz on Kyiv or bombing ZNPP, sending nuclear radioactivity for Europe to clean up. Dugin advised Putin to renew USSR through alliance and conquest. Oh, spot on. And once again, if you do not know this guy was living in Romania in the 80s, working there during the time of the Soviet Union. If anybody knows Soviet mentality, that gentleman writing right there does. So just telling you, it's a mad world. It's a crazy war, but do not believe anything that you see. Now, a couple of final things for homework, and we'll get out of here. So the medical response is overwhelming. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's give an update on that. What are we taking? What have you given? 80 Cat 7 genuine, real deal, not made in a foreign country tourniquets. That's legit. 135 packages of chest seals. 20 hemostatic Z-folds. 200 plus. I had all these sent in too. High-end mobile protein bars. I mean, the high-end stuff. It is loaded. So we've got protein, we've got the tourniquets, we've got the chest seals, we've got the Z-folds, and I already know more are coming. Also loaded with the patches. We've got good plans for those, and everything's ready to go. So for all of you here, thank you. I'm just going to tell you, that's a lot of money right there. That is a lot of money. And let me tell you one final story that'll make you happy. And I'll get out of here because I've got to finish packing. Listen, I called Delta Airlines yesterday. I'm a million miler on Delta, just haven't traveled much since COVID began. But now getting back rolling again. And I said, okay, we've had so many medical supplies. I'm going to have to roll the third bag. No problem. So I called Delta and I said, hey, I need to carry a third bag. Well, that's going to be $285. I said, I'm a million miler. Right. $285. I said, okay. I didn't like that answer. I called back, got the same answer. I said, okay, it don't matter. These things are going. These are thousands of dollars worth of medical equipment. $285. It's being with me. It's getting there, as we promised. So today, when it's time to check in for the flight, pulled up my app and started checking in, and all of my secure traveler and passport and all that saved. And I started checking in and went to the back. How many bags you want to check? And I hit the button. It said, you can check 3 free because you were upgraded to Boston. I said, thank you very much. $285 saved because God's blessing is upon us. So they are loaded, they are checked, and ready to go. We thank you very, very much for all of your support. Now, with that said, guys, if you're watching on other platforms, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, the Reddit, please do your best to get to YouTube. Let me run this one last time. Maybe you're new here tonight and you're watching on another. So check this out if you're watching on another platform.
Hey friends, before Pastor Greg leaves for Europe, we want to make sure you don't miss out on any of his updates. So if you're watching from Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, or Reddit, we encourage you to join us on YouTube. It's easy. Just go to youtube.com/GregTerryExperience and be sure to click the button to subscribe and hit the bell for alerts. Or if you're watching from a smart TV or device, just search Greg Terry Experience in the YouTube app. Once again, be sure to subscribe and sign up for alerts so you don't miss anything. The best way to engage with the experience is from YouTube, and we'd love for you to join us there. See you there, and Slava Ukraine.
So there you have it. Jeffrey Burnett, I'll be talking to you tomorrow. I want to make sure you have all admin power. So we'll work on that tomorrow. Guys, thank you. Tomorrow night, we'll be here. Unless something crazy happens, we'll see you 9 o'clock tomorrow night in 23 hours. It'll just be a different location and definitely be a different update. Now, once we're on the road, do our best to keep the 9 o'clock updates and Sometimes that may not be possible, but also during the day, if we're experiencing things and dealing with things, we'll be putting up shorts. We're going to communicate as much as possible. We've got the full press passes and we're legal eagle and ready to roll. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for continuing to pray and be blessed. Peace to you and peace to Ukraine. We'll see you in 23 hours from Boston, Logan. Be blessed and good night.